डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी.
Namaskar friends, welcome to Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Open University's Video Aids lecture sessions. I'm Dr. Nikita Gadani and today we will talk about FIBA Paper 1 Introduction to Literature and the Unit 3 Literature and Society. So the components of our presentations are objectives, what is literature, what is society, the relationship between literature and society. Then it will be followed by questions, and then there will be a resources and web references. So if we talk about the objectives of our today's topic, then it will be explore the concept of literature and society, show the example of literature reflecting society, evaluate the relationship between the literature and society. So most commonly what we call a literature, something which is written, either it can be a piece of paper, either it can be a book, either it can be a newspaper, either it can be a magazine, anything which is something in a written format, and it refers the writing that tells stories and expressions and propagate ideas. Well, in ancient time that there were literary forms which were recited and sung and transmitted from one generation to another generation in an oral form. Still presently in India there are communities which still have the oral tradition in their culture to transmit one message from one generation to another generation, so that they can preserve the culture, and specifically it is visible in the community like tribes and nomad people. So normally we can say that it is expressions of human emotions. It represents the culture and tradition of particular community, particular culture, particular region. For example, India is divided in many states, and each state possesses their own culture, their own traditions. If we talk about the Gujarat, then we have a Garba. If we talk about Maharashtra, then they have a Lavani. So each state possesses their own culture and their traditions. If in terms of food, in terms of clothes, in terms of religion, in terms of everything. So this is what, and that is reflected in the literature. So it mirrors society. The word literature used in a broader sense. So it is something we cannot stick about that the literature is something this, or literature is something this, or literature is something specifically, or this one form we can call it literature. No, it is used in a very broader sense. So moving ahead, here we have bifurcations, and here we have differentiation between literary work and non-literary work. So you can get the idea about this, that it is all about the novella, short stories, drama, poetry, which considers a literary form of literature, while the non-literary works, which includes newspaper, magazine, brochure, pamphlets, etc. So by this name you might get the idea about what is literary work and what is not literary work. Like moving ahead, if we talk about the purpose of this is to deriving aesthetic pleasure, so that by reading the literature you can get some different feeling. Well, here in the non-literary work, the purpose is to provide information. So apart from this, if we talk about the language of literature, which carries both emotions and feelings, and especially the artistic and creative language, it is used in literary form, which establishes the form, image, concepts, meaning, the mood of the author that he or she wants to convey to the readers. While here the language of the writing is directional and ordinary, and which is purely denotative, which carries thought. So if you read some magazines, newspaper, brochures, pamphlet, you get some information. For example, at the time of admissions, every colleges and universities have their brochures, have their pamphlets, so that they can attract the mass, they can attract the audience for their admission. Apart from this, if we talk about, then for the creation of literature, the writers borrows their presentation of the story, theme, plot, characters and dialogues from the place, the time that they live in. So basically, the surrounding atmosphere has impact on the writer's mind, and here you will have only factual and fact information. So by this bifurcations, we can easily bifurcate that this we can call a literary work and this we can call as a non-literary work. So here you have some examples in front of you. You can see that there's a bunch of books. It can be novels, it can be short story, legends, poems, song, etc. Here you can also see the thriller pics of children books, and here in the non-literary examples you can see that the newspaper, the magazine and scientific text, legal text and other literature. So here, to make it more confined, I have put it these two examples of literary work. For example, the literary text, here I have kept one stanza of the poem The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. The two roads diverge in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel the both, and be one traveller. Long I stood and looked down as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. So here you can see that the language which is used is very artistic in this stanza, in this poem, while here that you have the example of non-literary text. Here I have kept the news which is displayed in the Mirror, Ahmedabad Mirror, that it shows that physical activities may cut the risk of death, and the article contains the information related to health, benefit of activities, benefit of exercise, benefit to maintain routine for the healthiest tasks and for the fitness freak people. So by this now it is clear that what we can call a literary work and what we can call a non-literary work. So here we have some definitions of literature, that is that Encyclopedia of Britannica classifies literature as the best expressions of the best thought reduced to writing. So here we can see that whenever you read literature, you always think about this is something best thought, or this is something imaginative, that is something writers' imaginations. And another definitions, while Goethe glorified literature by saying that the decline of literature indicates a decline of nation. So here you can understand that literature plays most important role in our day-to-day life. It is clearly visible that if there is no literature, then it can the nations there will be a declinations of a nation. So here are some characteristics of literature. First and foremost, that is language, which is very sensitive, used in literature, that expresses emotions, thoughts and feelings. The writer, the language that he or she uses is most subtle and complex effects which multiply meaning of words. Readers have to take out the meaning from its multiple layers. So when you try to read literary work, you have to have a dictionary with you. It employs metaphorical and a symbolic language to describe something, to give some different effect to the particular situations. They use metaphoricals and symbolic words in literary work. Fictionality. is one of the most important characteristic of literatures. So they try to create literature which is fictional for the writer, but it can be the reader can narrate this piece of literature to their life. So highly a fictionality is the most important characters of the literature, as it is the product of writers' imaginations. It has no pragmatic functions like a newspaper, a book, as it is not written for a specific purpose. So the purpose of the literature, that is to provide aesthetic pleasure to the readers, while the purpose of this newspaper, books, magazine is to provide information to the reader. Is the profound human significations as it grows out of life. When we read great books, we come closer to the life and understand the human nature. So there are many great books, many epics there in our religion that it teaches us. For example, Gita, Bhagavad Gita, great book which contains the problem of the solution of each problems. So and it has a great impact on the human mind. So whenever we are stressed, whenever we are in a tensions, whenever we are in a worry and we do not find any solutions, the Bhagavad Gita is the best book which has a huge impact on a human mind. Thus literature is an expression of life through the medium of language. So here we can find out that the literature provides informations. Literature provides aesthetic pleasure, literature provides transfer messages from one generation to another generation with the use of language. So now coming another components of our presentations, that is what is society. So normally what we call a society, a group of people, a group of certain community who follow certain pattern of religion, culture. They share common political authority, religion, custom and beliefs. And the most important component of society is human and human beings, because without human the society cannot develop and society cannot exist. It is also a group of people who their continuous and uninterpreted relationship. They share the continuous and uninterpreted relationship, and also a group of like-minded people largely governed by their own norms and their values. So normally we be a part of a society, we can imagine that yes, we are the part of a society, we live in a society where we follow some certain patterns of religion, we follow certain custom, we have a certain faiths, we have certain belief system as per our society's norms and custom. So if we try to look at the history of our society, then we come to know that from Paleolithic period to the present, as it has gone through the various changes. So that you can imagine that in ancient times we have some different pattern of society where man is the head of the family, he only needs to go out for the food, and the woman is the caretaker of the house and the kids. Here now with the time and new technologies, that we have seen that the societies have not remained stubborn and regards to the norms and values, and they are keep on changing. So and that also reflects in the form of literature. So here we can say that with the time and the technologies, that the society is keep on changing, and due to this we have noticed that in the ancient time or in our before 30-40 years back, there were no such usages of cell phone, and our parents were in a habit of a landline phone, but you can see that after 20-30 years in a present time, you can see that the telephone has become the handy, and the usages of internet, it is vast and increasing day by day. So everything is very handy, everything is so available, and you do not need to struggle to find any information because it's on your fingertip. So now if we talk about the relationship between literature and society, that's the literature mirrors life and literature mirrors society. So the happening events, problems, solutions, happiness, sadness, any emotions and feelings, thus people's life depicted in literature. So when you try to read some literary piece, you can get the idea that it's all about human being and human beings' life. The society influences literature and the literature thus influences the society. So they both, so there is a two-way relationship between the literature and society. The influence of literature on society is felt in a certain manners which holds the proverb that pen is mightier than the sword, and which is very true. For example, the narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass, an American slave cut. For example, the narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass, an American slave written by Frederick Douglass in 1845, directly influenced the white American society. It made the whites aware of the injustice and inhuman treatment of black slaves in the plantation system and brought the news awakening for the black Americans. So you can see that a book has become a source of inspirations for the others, and it has contributed in the part of movement. Another example, that is My Experiment with Truth by M.K. Gandhi, teaches the society the importance of truth, importance of value, importance of moral values, and showcase the high ideals for the healthy society to follow. On the contrary, we have another example of Toni Morrison's the novel Beloved, which is based on the true incidents. And when Morrison come across an article published in the newspaper that a slave mother who killed his child, Margaret, a slave in 1856, in order to free her child from the slavery, attempts to kill her own child so that her child would not have the same life as she has. Another way that we have a shout by Premchand depicts the poverty, caste prejudices, social inequality, the characters like moneylender, landowner, untouchables, laborers, oppressed women recur in his stories. The Taste of Hilsa by Kunj Mohan Singh, concerned with the oppressed class people, and The Taxi Driver by Kartar Singh Duggal explored the dark and the ugly side of humanity. So here you can see that the characteristics of social life which is depicted in this literary form. Now moving ahead, the literary text reflect economics, family relationship, the custom, the belief system, the moral, the religious, the social class, the political system of particular region and particular society. So these are the various features of the society which is reflect various features of and characteristic of the society. Now literature and society thus share a relationship where they feed and they nurture each other. Here you can see that the relationship between the literature and the society. For examples, here it is the social context of the creation. Then we have a social aspects over here, we have political aspect, we have economical aspect, we have religious, we have a cultural aspects, we have science and technology. So here on the other hand you can see that the literary works. So here you can see the characters and characterizations, you can see the setting of place and time, you can see the plot, you can see the point of view, you can see the styles and you can see the themes. So as you can see that the matching of this form here. So either social aspect can be a point of view for any writer, it can be a setting for any writer, it can they can create a character from the social aspects. For example, economic aspect can be a plot of particular story, particular novel. For example, economic aspect can also be a theme for the any novel. Science and technology, it can be they can derive a character from the science and fictions. Then the cultural aspect, it can be a point of view to present a particular culture of a particular nations to the particular mass. It can be a style of any writer who wants to emphasize on the culture. It can be a plot for any writer. So here you can see that, and here it's clearly visible that the social context of any particular era and the literary work, they goes together and they nurture and they both feed each other. Now we have a question for this. First, define the purpose of literature. It is clear, it's very clear. Which relationship exists between the literature and society, that we almost talked in the beginning. When you interpret a literary text, what is the utmost required as a reader? So that we also talked it about. In which text literature reflects society, that we also discussed. Here is your reference books and web resources. So to conclude this, we can say that the literature and the society, they goes together, and without one the other cannot be taken into considerations, and each plays very vital role in the development of the other. As we have previously seen in the slides, that the literature and the components of literature, for example the plot, themes, character, which is based on the social aspects and the social theme, and the writers also try to present the literary themes, the social aspects in their literary works. So I hope you have understand the concept of and the relationship between the literature and society, and will be see you soon in the next sessions. Thank you.